Ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about Robinhood stock. And although it's fallen off its all time high just recently during a little bit of market volatility, I continue to buy shares in this beautiful business. Now, I want to show you guys a presentation of Q4 2024 and why I'm still so bullish on this company and what it still has to offer going forward. So let's go ahead and share this presentation really quickly. First up, we have their growing base. And now to highlight that growing base, I want to first talk about Robinhood Gold, which now has 2.64 million subscribers. We already know that that's breaching roughly 3 million customers already. And we can tell that because one, investor relations had said that 30% of new cohorts go gold whenever joining the platform. And then two, during the earnings call, they said they were roughly at 3 million already, which means that some of the existing older cohorts are already trying to switch over to gold as well. So if we take a look here, there's another part that I want to highlight. About 450,000 members went gold in Q4, but there was also 850,000 new members that actually joined the platform, or roughly about a 53% rate conversion of going to gold of the new cohort. So whenever the investor relations tells me that 30% of new cohorts go gold, that means that those existing older cohorts of members are also trying to go gold as well, which are filling in those gaps. Okay. Now, another aspect of their growing base is the retirement accounts. As we can see, this number continues to climb higher and higher. Now over 1 million total users that have their retirement accounts. And not only does those retirement accounts bring on more assets under custody, but each individual account's average asset under custody is also climbing. So we have two different growing curves here. One, the total amount of accounts, but then also the total amount of assets under custody per user. The most exciting part here is that this retirement account at 1 million users can just easily, on their own user base right now, can 10 to 20x. However, the retirement assets under custody at $11,400 per customer could also roughly 10 to 20x based on some of the larger brokerages. You can see just how much money is in those retirement accounts on retail, like what you see at Charles Schwab or Fidelity. So although the counts have only 2x over the last year, the assets under custody in total has 7x because both of these S curves, and there's still so much left to go here. Next, we have those interest earning assets, which actually grew at 57%. Now, this is what I think really highlights this quote unquote growing base. Okay. As there is a lot of volatility to Robinhood's, overall business, this growing base, the gold level subscriptions, the retirement accounts that see less volatility, and inclusive of all the cash sweeps, margin books, credit cards, all of these things all add to the additional interest earning assets that Robinhood has, regardless of the type of market that we're in. Robinhood inherently comes with a lot of volatility, but these types of products are what keep the company stable. And so whether that's gold, retirement, or all of their other interest earning assets, this company is getting more stable with just added benefits of volatility on top of it. Now, growth per user is also very exciting. What we can see here in the orange lines, which is actually the same statistic on both charts here, is their total number of accounts. Okay. And now, although those total number of accounts have slowly started to increase over this last period, the amount of assets under custody per user is skyrocketing, especially as of the last quarter, as not only we see larger, customers come onto the platform, but they also benefit off of the inherent benefits of a brokerage, which is that the net market gains or the amount of assets that these people have is going up because they're investing in US equities. So, just the entire company itself benefiting off of assets under custody and also being in an area where you're helping people make more money. So it's self-fulfilling prophecy. But then average revenue per user, you can also see, has just skyrocketed in recent history, hitting a new all-time high, once again, $164 per user. Okay. Next, we are looking at operating leverage. This is by far my favorite, so I'll have a couple slides here to highlight just how insane this really is. One, we have the trading volumes for Robinhood, which can be extremely volatile, but last quarter was very great. Okay, we saw record-breaking levels of equities, of options, and of crypto volume. Now that's great. We don't get that all the time, but it's good while it's here. Okay, then that actually leads to an unbelievable level of new revenue. We actually hit $1 billion of net revenue, which was very good for Robinhood's business. Now, on top of that, this is where it gets really exciting. This is the leverage. Adjusted operating expenses had only climbed sequentially by 9%. Year over year went up 18%. Let's go back, okay? Net revenue climbed 59% quarter over quarter, and year over year it went up 115%. Yet their operating expenses went up 9% and 18% year over year. Okay, that is not equal at all. So what does that lead to? Margin. Way, way, way better margin. As this company sees more volatility, we do not actually see it seen in their underlying business. We only see benefits from the more volatility that we see. They say roughly about 10% of their overall business is variable expenses. The other 90% is fixed, meaning no matter how much volatility we actually see, they already know how much they're going to outlay in terms of expenses each and every quarter. The only 10% is the fluctuation. So let's go back really quick. Whenever we look at adjusted operating expenses, we can see it on the individual items, the ones that really rose was marketing and then a little bit on the brokerage. The dark green is the fluctuating side, okay? This is brokerage and transaction, which went from 37 million up to 48 million quarter over quarter. Yes, that is a slight increase, but we actually saw a bigger increase in marketing, which is them trying to go after even more future growth. So those benefits that they're outlaying in Q4, the increased spend in marketing, should be seen in Q1 of 2025 and beyond. Okay. Next, we see what this does to the business. And this is looked at through the rule of 40, which, honestly, Robinhood has never quite adhered to, which this is a mix of both adjusted EBITDA margin and year over year growth rates in total net revenue. Now, you see a couple companies try to highlight their rule of 40 and how important this is for them to continue to grow this and, how high they actually get it to. But Robinhood just puts this on a completely different level. We are seeing a rule of 40 at 106%. Both individual items, whether that's year over year change of net revenue or adjusted EBITDA margin, both surpass the rule of 40 individually, let alone together 106%. Unbelievable statistics for Q4. We might not see this high of level in Q1 of 2025 if the volatility isn't there, but we will probably see these still dramatically high, unbelievable rates like we did see in the rest of 2024 in the 70+% ranges. Okay. Next, we have the January statistics, which pushes us out further into the future. This is Q1 of 2025, or just a small aspect of it. But what we can see is that funded accounts went up by 310,000, which at a 30% rate would be 100,000 new gold members. But what from Robinhood said they roughly did over 300,000 in January because they said they're getting extremely close to the 3 million mark on gold members. So those are old cohorts, but this new cohort of 310,000, if 30% are converting in the first month, that's 100,000 new gold members. That's a very exciting statistic. Assets under custody continued to climb, now up an additional 6% month over month. And this is not inclusive of Trade PMR, which, by the way, the acquisition of that just closed. So they're going to be bringing on another $43 billion of assets under administration. Same quite thing as assets under custody, but still it's going to continue to grow the business even larger. Net deposits continued to grow. Cash sweeps doing great. And then on the notional volume side, we see equities very high, options contract volume at the highest the company has ever seen in a single month. Crypto still doing very well, $20 billion, and margin book at another company high. So it's looking like the next quarter, Q1 of 2025, is slated to be very positive once again. And last but not least, there is still so much more to come from Robinhood. As we can see, the gold event is coming out in March. They have a crypto event coming out in June, and the Hood Summit, which focuses on active traders, is coming out later this year. What are they planning on doing at all these events? Putting out more products and updates, okay? They want to get their users excited about what they have to come. So not only are they perfecting the products that they already have existing, but they are growing their total addressable market. You do not get to set internal targets like 5x on money movement or credit card or banking platform targets in the year without pushing out more advancements each and every freaking quarter. Robinhood continues to innovate, and it's the reason why I'm investing in them, okay? They stay at the top of their game by pushing their engineers to newer, higher highs. And this company, by the way, is still founder led, getting more tight around the belt with their expenses, including stock based compensation, even as they see some of the best execution in their entire company's history. And it's all looking to benefit shareholders as they want to keep the amount of outstanding shares the same throughout 2025 while still acquiring new businesses and taking on more total addressable market and actually, winning wallet share and market share. So that's absolutely amazing. If you guys want to see more Robinhood content, let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Bye for now.